Welcome back to the Player's Edge, everybody. As you can see on the screen tonight, we have a special guest, the most fashion-forward jockey in all of horse racing, wearing those horse racing radar pants. Tyler Conner, how are you tonight?
I'm good, guys. How are you guys doing?
Really good.
And then we have last week we lost one. We were down a man, 22-1. Tom found his way back. He was meandering around in the woods of northern Illinois for a little while and finally found his way back to his computer. Tom, how are you? How have you been?
I'm hanging in there.
Good to hear. Glad that you're back with us again. We'll be back again tomorrow, Tom and I, to talk a little bit of international horse racing. And then we have, as always, Terry Hollywood Hay. Together, he and I have picked absolutely no winners during the course of the week. So hopefully we can find something tonight. Tyler would be the good luck charm. Terry, how are you?
I'm doing great. I was wondering if I could ask Tyler a quick question.
No.
No,
No, go ahead.
I was wondering, Tyler, do you like riding at night better than during the day? Is there a big difference?
I prefer day riding in the racing aspect of things, but like when I ride in the day, my weight gets worse for some reason. I'm not sure why. Kind of have less time to rest in between morning workouts and riding. And I usually lose weight every day. Kind of cuts into that rest time as well. But riding aspect, I think daytime is better, but I feel like I ride better at nighttime, maybe because like I said, I have more time to rest and kind of get prepared. Maybe.
Good, thanks.
And Shawn, how are you today, my friend?
Good. Tyler, for Saturday now, you're on this horse. She's dancing in race 8. That's
Yes.
the only horse you have. So now gamblers don't look at that and go, you're going 3 hours for that horse. That means you have a really good chance on that horse. Are they right, or is it more commitment-based or kind of both?
It's based. But if it had no chance, I'd probably try to get out of it, to be honest. But no, they have it more line fit. So I guess it's a good thing I kind of committed to it. Hopefully she runs to that. I'm kind of surprised because she is the least experienced in the field, but clearly they like something about her. So I hope it's a good thing.
Yeah, we can reach out to the line setter there. We had him on the show before and see if perhaps he can give us his insights. And right now, my old madness is killing me because I can't remember his name. So it's
David Aragona.
David Aragona. Thank you. And it sucks getting old. Let me tell you, you can't pick winners. You can't remember what the heck you want to say.
Yeah,
that's for sure. So when you have to make a trip up like that to New York, Tyler, is that like all on you, or are there arrangements made for you? How does that work?
Just going to New York is pretty simple. I drive myself up most of the time. My girlfriend will go with me, but most of the time I go myself. And I just go morning of, check in 2 hours before the race, lose weight, whatever I got to do. For like my license and everything is good, and they kind of have different rules for like the different every track, obviously, that kind of stuff, and like physicals and stuff like that. But it'd be good, I think. 'Cause I believe I was there within the last year. But yeah, just so it's all on me. Unless it's far away, then I'll kind of set something up with a trainer or something like that, an owner to get me there and like pay the way or do whatever I have to do,
Yeah, I was just kind of curious how that worked out because you see, for example, in some of these races later on, you have these horses shipping in from like France or England and the jockeys coming over for one mount. And it seems to me that would be a pretty expensive trip for a horse that may finish fourth and no way cover your costs. So I'd imagine there has to be some payment from the owner or trainers in that situation. Wouldn't you think?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, those big time guys, I guarantee are probably paying the rider's way, maybe even more. Like I went to buy the Front Arabian race when I had the bug, but the owner paid my way and sent me $5 just to go, of course. So yeah, those guys a percentage, maybe even just to go ride, and so everything, expenses paid, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, that certainly sounds good. Joey Finnegan must be a friend.
Yeah, yeah. I talk to him every day pretty much about racing, stuff like that, and he's a big supporter.
That sounds like it. Looks like it for sure. All right, so let's get right to racing, see if maybe we can pick some winners. And Shawn alluded to it right off the get-go there. Tyler's making his way up to New York, a little bit outside of New York City. So one quick question. When you're up there in New York, is there any particular place that you like to go eat? Like, all right, this is the good thing about going up there because I can grab a bite to eat at my favorite place or go do something that I normally wouldn't do.
I think right by Belmont is actually King Roberto's, like the Italian restaurant. I think it's pretty good. I haven't been there too much, so I don't know a ton of places. That place is right down the road, and I like Italian food, so typically where I go if I have time. But I don't usually waste uh, hours looking for food. I try to get something quick and get back on the road.
Yeah, me too. I'm just like that too. I want to just get the trip over with for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to some handicapping here. Race number 8 is an allowance race. Let me just bring this up into the screen. So forgive me for computers taking its time today. We have an allowance race that is $80,000. It's 6 furlongs on the main track. Tyler, as Shawn mentioned, you are riding the I think it's the 8-horse, right?
Number 9.
9.
Oh, number 9. All right, I'm off by one. Like I said, the brain's not working so well these days. That is She's Dancing, one of the early line favorites, won the debut at Delaware. You weren't on that at that race. What do you know about this horse, and what do you think is going to happen?
I don't really know much about her, honestly. I worked her the other day. That last work, I was on her. That's one time I've ever been on before. So I don't know much about her, but by the sound of things and looks at things, she did everything very professionally first time out, which I like. She's not need to be in front type of horse, clearly. So that's very nice going to a race like this. I can sit off the pace and hopefully she'll handle, sitting behind horses, getting dirt in their face and stuff like that, and I can kind of just get the grip. And yeah, like I said, she did it professionally and a decent time at Delaware. It's track pretty here, so yeah, I mean, looks like the real deal as far as.
So looking at the rest of the field, who do you think is which ones do you think you have to beat?
I think the outside horse is probably okay. I know they keep going back and forth between, but Christophe Clement knows what he's doing, and that horse has run a lot of seconds, but seems to be pretty consistent. And a lot of them are just kind of not running big numbers, but Linda Rice horse is okay, but they run that horse a lot, 4 times in 6 weeks between June and July, so they kind of abuse that horse a little bit, so maybe a little tired. I'm sure Maker's horse will step up off the wing too, but Saratoga and with Irad, clearly other horse is okay.
Yeah, it looks like a tough horse to me. How about you, Shawn? How are you ranking these horses tonight?
So I have number 1, Pretty Clever on top. Been successful in dirt with a win in a second, both at Belmont. You can throw the 2 turf starts out because this horse does not like the turf at all. Cuts back to 6 furlongs and gets Kendrick Carmouche, who is back after his injury. He's been running races at Parks and Laurel while Belmont's been off. Carmouche is really good with speed horses and should get this horse out near the front from the rail. And then I went with that number 10, Snicket, for second. This horse loves finishing second. It's finished second 7 of 13 career races. However, 6 of those were on the turf, but should get enough pace to run at here and should be there again in the exotics. And then I used Tyler's horse for third. She's Dancing. I like the performance. I think this horse is good. Tyler's on it. The only concern would be it's only one race and you just never know how good the horse really is. And this horse has never run at Belmont. And the other question I have for Tyler here is, Tyler told me earlier today he's been on the turf course, but it's never been on the dirt course. So how big of a thing is that going to be as well, Tyler?
I don't think it's a huge. I've ridden, Aqueduct and all those kind of tracks. I mean, the Big Sandy's a little different story, but it seems fairly calm place to ride. Like it's not like it's not a bull ring. So I think the big turns and stuff like that would be fairly easy to adjust to. Like you said, the problem too, my horse is very inexperienced. Training at Penn and going to Belmont's a tough hurdle a little bit with fitness and just experience. I think would be a big ask.
Yeah, and sometimes these horses are overbet too because all we see is that the horse has won its first start, so it hasn't been beat. So the public overbets them.
Yeah, I don't know that they overbet horses coming from Delaware, though, to Belmont that often. What do you think, Terry?
No, I don't think they do. But I actually like number 9, and I liked number 9 before I realized Tyler was riding the horse.
Yeah, that's not true.
No, it's true. It's true. Yeah,
that's that guest factor.
Oh, yeah, always Terry. That's why Terry gets all the "I love you" comments in the section over there.
It might be, but I really like the horse. I like that it won so easily, and it's Tyler's been winning at about a 17% clip with his mounts, and the trainer also has been winning about 15% clip. And I also like the number 2, Escada. Won his last race at 6 furlongs at Saratoga. She has the highest last race speed rating, and her early speed style will help her chances. And then I like number 1, Pretty Clever, is within the nose of winning 2 races at Belmont. She put in a terrible performance in her last race at Saratoga, but she was bumped badly in the stretch. And she is returning to dirt, where she seems to like it better than the turf. And then number 3, Beautiful Karen. She finished 3rd in her last race at Saratoga. Her early speed running style will help her chances, and her best dirt speed is the fastest among today's starters. The way I think it'll go is Escada, Pretty Clever, and Beautiful Karen will go for the lead. But I think She's Dancing will be in mid-pack, and after those 3 run themselves into the ground, Tyler will close to win that race.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's kind of how I see it playing out, a lot of speed there too. And then Tom, it's been a long time, 28-1. Oh, he's improved himself a little bit, or got worse depending upon how you look at it. So
Yeah.
what do you like here, Tom? It's been a long time. People have been waiting for a long time to hear from you.
Oh yeah. Well, I have to echo some other people have been talking about. I picked number 1, Pretty Clever, on top. I like the fact that Kendrick can get the horse out from the 1 hole and should be able to establish a lead. The numbers, I think, it's been running on the dirt, are good numbers. The turf, of course, so as Shawn said, throw them out. Number 2, Estata. I like the maiden claimer win. Doesn't bother me because this is state breds. 1 by 6 plus lengths. Had to steady in the stretch. That's and still won. So that's good. Best number it ever put up there. And on August 25th, it worked 47-4, and I like that work. And the other work was maintenance. And Irad Ortiz rides again. Number 10, Snicket, is a professional second place horse. But let's look at it this way. It's switching to Luis Saez. It's won $142,000 in 13 starts, so that isn't chump change. And it will definitely be wide when it comes for the finish. And we'll see what it can do to get second again.
Yeah, probably, right? Is that it?
Yeah, that's enough.
That sounds like enough to me. I like the 1 horse too, Pretty Clever on top. I think Kendrick will get the horse out in a hurry. And I think the horse does have the best early pace and late pace numbers. I think of all the speed horses, it's the one that has the best chance to carry it from beginning to end. Also, like Esotada. Wait, forget it. We've all messed up that name a little bit there. So the 2 horse with Irad, probably the fastest out of the gate. And then when you look at the workout since that last race for Exotica, there he goes, Exotica. When you look at those workouts since, the workouts have been the best. I also like Tyler's horse. I think the last race, big races are usually followed by another big race. I don't think they would ship the horse up from Delaware if they didn't think it had a shot. I do always worry a little bit about those horses coming up from the smaller tracks to the bigger tracks. So if she can prove that she can handle the Belmont competition, then I feel like she'll have a good chance. And I do like the fact that she'll be sitting off the pace and does have some good late kick. And then I got a little different horse for my 4th pick, and that's number 5. That's out first. I do think there's going to be a lot of early speed, and some horse is going to pick up the pieces at the end. The 5 horse has the best late pace figure, so I feel like that's going to be the horse that can go ahead and carry them home down the stretch and run by all of those tiring legs at the end. Which now brings us to a bunch of long races. Race 9 and 10, the Jockey Club Oaks Invitational is 1 3/8 miles on the inner turf, which should be quite a race. There's kind of hard to go back and find a whole lot of history on this unless you go back and winner by winner by winner. And I don't know all the winners off the top of my head. Tyler, how do you think a 1 3/8 mile on an inner track might play out at Belmont?
Honestly, I'm not really sure. I don't watch enough of those races there. And this time of year, going back to a fresh turf course, it could be different. But usually those guys don't go real fast early. They walk the dog and sprint home. So I'm sure they'll be all bunched up early. I like the horse. Obviously, big number last time. A lot of money.
Which one? Because you kind of clicked out there for a second.
Oh, sorry. The 2, Higher
The
Truth.
2? Uh-huh.
Yeah, big number last time. A lot of money and only 5 starts. Very game horse, it looks like. And looks like he'll be forwardly placed as well. So I could see him going all the way. And I mean, Johnny V's horse looks like the real deal as well. Needs a fast pace though to close on these kind of horses. Seems like when they go slow and he's a little closer early, he doesn't have that turn he needs.
So you're talking about number 5, Madone there.
Yes, sorry, yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, my form doesn't have numbers; it just has names and stuff. So I'm a little slow to the punch there.
That's no worries. That's what I'm here for.
These and all these foreign horses are a little hard to handicap because they don't really tell you a whole lot on form. They just have like where they finished on mine, so kind of hard to handicap those horses. But did it one horse, so pretty legit.
Yeah, the one horse, that's Creative Flair. Yep, the horse is
Yes, sir.
coming in from France. Yep, nice run last time out at Saratoga.
Yeah, ran very well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the rider, but I'm sure if he's coming, he is prepared to win. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't think. That's why I asked about jockeys coming from overseas. I'd imagine that they get paid a little bit. But Tom is our resident foreign horse expert. But I might be replacing him shortly. So, Tom, what do you see in terms of foreign horses here, or just the field in general? I got a feling that the majority of your picks are going to be foreign horses.
Well, 2 are and 1 isn't. I comment on most of these jockeys that ride in Europe are contract jockeys, so they're paid by whoever.
That's very. Yeah.
And so Godolphin is Jamie Spencer works for Godolphin. He doesn't get first call, but he is definitely working for them. Obviously works for others too, but his first call is for Godolphin, which I don't blame him because they do pretty good. I took number 7, the French horse Harcarja. It's Andre Fabre trained, Group 3 winner at St. Cloud in the second start of the year. Pretty disappointing efforts in the Group 1 races at Paris-Longchamp and at Chantilly. The Deauville races were 2/4. Okay, it was facing pretty good company, so she's right there. I mean, she wants long races. The only thing I question is, does she want longer races? And it appears that she's right in that wheelhouse in terms of this distance. She's won on all types of different goings, so I always like that to see. I think she prefers the good to firm, and I think that's why they shipped her in for that. And Andre Fabre's no fool, so he knows what he's doing. And they're supposed to get some rain today and tomorrow, so there may be a little moisture in that on that track, but it'll be drying out by come Saturday. It's supposed to be a nice day on Saturday. Took number 1, Creative Flair. Great race last time out. Nice third. First start in this country. Ran just missed a race at Chantilly and a Group 3 race. My only problem with this horse is that all the other races in England were not really top company. There were handicaps, they were novice, they were a maiden race. I mean, just so a little concerned on the foundation on this horse, even though that last race was a really nice race. But on the other hand, we have Charlie Appleby as the trainer, Jamie Spencer is going to ride, and it's owned by Godolphin. Yeah, that's a pretty good combination. And I did take the West Coast horse, Madonna, as my third choice. But this is a horse that either wins or doesn't do anything. So 8 races, 5 wins.
Yep.
Their workouts are slow. Johnny Vasquez is up. I like that. I do question the distance. Breeding says yes, but most of her best races have been in a mile. And I think she may be a miler and not really want this kind of distance. So I have a lot of questions with her, and even slaughtering her at that third slot. I still don't know if that's really the right place for her.
Is that the right place for her, in your opinion, Terry, or do you have a different order?
Well, I have a different order. My first choice, number 6, Santi Sarah, won her last race easily and has the highest last race speed rating. She has a good workout 5 furlongs on September 12th at Belmont, 101 and 3, raising the second best out of 6. Then I like number 2, Higher Truth. It's a closer from mid-pack and finished second at 1 mile and 3/16. I think she just ran out of real estate in that race and now stretches out to 1 mile and 3/8, which should benefit her run. Her fastest turf speed is best among today's starters, and she has a sharp bullet workout on the turf, 12th of September, 5 furlongs, 101 and 3, and it was breezing best out of 6. Then I like number 1, Creative Flair. First race since coming over from Europe was a good third at Saratoga. She is a closer, so the extra turf can be something she needs. And then I like the West Coast horse, number 5, Madone. Comes in from Del Mar, has where she's won a grade 2. She's a deep closer, and I think the mile and 3/8 might be a distance she can handle.
All right, Shawn, how about you?
So I have the same 3 horses as Terry, so I'm going to sound kind of the same. I have Santa Sarah on top, has a win in the second since coming to the U.S., and a great combination of Chad Brown and Pratt. Steps up in class, but I expect this horse to be even better than last start. And then I threw in number 1, Creative Flair for second start in the U.S., Charlie Appleby. Horses are always dangerous. If this horse does show speed, which it's very hard to research this, but it looked like this horse had some speed. I don't see any other speed in this race. So if it does show speed and has speed, it could be dangerous here. And then I went with number 2, the Higher Truth. Morning line favorite. Has done well at Belmont and on turf. Also, this will be Jose Ortiz's 5th straight start with this horse. So a lot of chemistry there. So the horse will be dangerous.
Sounds good to me. I like the 7 horse like Tom. Harajuku has been close in group stakes, high group races over in France. And if you look at specifically at the races that were on a good surface, it was by far her best races. I think coming to the U.S., she's probably going to get a firmer, faster footing. I agree with you, Tom. I think that's why they brought her over here. I like Shantasara, top last race speed figure. As Terry mentioned, I expect her to improve in her second start off a layoff. Of course, you can't go wrong with Brown and Pratt. That's a great combination. As Tom mentioned, Creative Flair had a great race last out. I feel like the added distance this time around should be to her benefit. I think she turns the table on Higher Truth, who got in front of her last time out. She had issues in her debut, Higher Truth, but has been no more than 3/4 a length off the winner in the last 4. So she's also run pretty well at Belmont, including some workouts coming into this race. So she should be sharp as well. So for me, I like the 7, the 6, the 1, and the 2. Sounds like we all pretty much share the same ideas there. So I imagine that the betting public will as well. And you'll probably see all of those horses at the, close. One of those horses is likely to be the favorite. Which brings us to the last race of the day. I think it's a Breeders' Cup qualifier. I forget exactly for which race they're heading into. Probably the turf, one of the long turf race. But it's the Jockey Club Derby Invitational Stakes for $1 million race. What do you think about this spot, Tyler?
I like the 4, Soldier Rising. Second start in the U.S. Big number last time, and it looks like it wants to go. I won't hurt it at all. Looks like maybe begging for that. And never been worse than second in its life by Frankel. Kind of hard to argue against that one. Again, Johnny V's horse 2 won a good race last time. Tokyo Gold made a lot of money in only 8 starts. Looks like he knows how to win, and also might want a little more ground. And Balshoi Ballet, Aiden O'Brien, Ryan Moore, obviously a very deadly combination. Has a great one win over Belmont already. Another one probably wants to go on half and take to the turf course. So I'll take those 3, I guess.
Yeah, I think they're a good 3. Tom, what do you think? I know that you're going to be heavy on the European horses again.
Actually, I'm not. My top
You're not?
choice
Oh,
is
no.
not. But I
Oh,
want to
no. I
point
better
out,
run and hide.
But I want to point out something about Bolshoi Ballet. He was supposed to run at Paris Longchamp last weekend and was scratched because his vaccinations were not up to date.
Hmm.
So that's
Nope.
why this is a backup plan. This is not what they were looking to do. So they were looking to get a race over where, of course, the ARC course, the grand course, and not this. But since they lost that race, they had to do something.
Didn't have its vax pass, eh?
No, it did not.
Good thing it's not Australia. They might tackle the horse down there.
Yeah, you never know. I'm going to take a big price. I'm going to take Slickback number 7. Closed very nicely at Colonial in a graded race. Had traffic issues and still got up for second. First try on the turf was at Indiana Downs, a non-winners of 2. Did a nice job there. Its first win in May and first start was on the dirt, but it was a move turf race at Indiana Downs, and it won that fairly nicely. The next race out, it was a handful in the paddock. Well, that's being nice. And at the starting gate. So it ran its race long before the race was even run. And I think that points out that why they gelded this horse, because $275,000 purchase, never ran as a 2-year-old. So for Brad Cox, this horse must have been a real handful. And the dam side screams turf, and it screams high-end turf racing. So as a gelding, we'll see. If it misbehaves again, then it won't be anywhere. But if it's got any kind of back foundation in it, and the race at Colonial I do like, and the Colonial horses have done well other places. You got to seriously look at that horse. Number 4, Soldier Rising. Yeah, you can't complain about that last race. Very nice race. First time out, looked good. Lost by a length. The winner was a little better. Basically got the jump on him, and I can't complain. I mean, the thing that this horse showed is that it could jump up in company, because it wasn't racing in any great races prior to that. But it ran well in a graded race and proved that it belonged there. I think the distance is right. And the other thing to point out is every race it's been in the money. So if you're looking for exotics, you got to make sure this horse is there. Number 2, Ebar, is my final choice. It's a Godolphin horse. Just won a Group 2 at York last time out. It was in hand most of the race. About 2 furlongs out, they started looking for a place to shoot this horse through, and finally, opening came, and it went right through and won the race very easily. It looked good. The race before, the comment was it raced too freely. So it really lost all chances of any win because of just not being really interested in racing. So hopefully they've solved that problem. The nice thing about this horse is it's won at distance from 7 furlongs to 1.5 miles. So it's very versatile. But I could be the favorite in this race, but I also have to say, this is a Godolphin second stringer. We know who's the top horse. This is not the top horse there. And but her sire was a very good racehorse, champion Debayan. The dam was a stakes winner, and she's produced 3 stakes winners. And this is a stakes winner too, and I don't see that going backwards in any way. And anything else, this horse may have a lot of upside, and we just haven't seen it yet.
Terry, which horses do you think have the most upside that we're going to see on Saturday?
Well, I think me and Tyler are thinking a lot alike, because I like number 4, Soldier Rising.
There you go again.
There we go again. Ran second in her first race after arriving from France. But she had kind of a little bit of an excuse, because she brushed the gate coming out at the break. He has the highest last race speed rating and the fastest turf speed among today's starters. Then I like number 3, Tokyo Gold. Ran second to Bolshoi Ballet in the Belmont Derby, but experienced trouble in the stretch. He had to take back. He may turn the tables in this race, and Tokyo Gold has finished 75% of the time in the money and won 33% of the time in his career. And then I like number 8, Bolshoi Ballet. Won his first race, grade 1, after coming to the USA. And he has won 4 out of 8 career races, which is, pretty darn good. Then I like Yiber, won a grade 2 mile and a half race, and I like that he can show that he can do that distance in Great Britain. And he's finished 70% of the time in the money, winning 40% of the races during his career. I think the only horse that might go out to the front is Tango, 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 and I think all the rest of them are going to be in mid-pack or farther back and come from behind to win try to win the race.
How about you, Shawn? Who do you think is going to win the race?
Well, I think Terry's right on the pace. The only thing is my top pick, Bolshoi Ballet, due for a breakout performance. His first 2 races in the U.S. have been interesting. First race ended up winning despite not looking all that great. As a matter of fact, it didn't look like it was going to get there. And then the second race started out towards the front. So I'm wondering if this horse will go out towards the front again.
He's going to be on the lead.
He's going to be on the lead. So my second pick is Tango, 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 because I think this horse is the horse that's going to have the lead, and I think it's going to be a slow pace, and you're getting 12-1 with Pratt on the turf. So
I don't think he's going to be on the lead, Shawn. He might be only because Bolshoi Ballet lets him be on the lead.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to, because I don't think that's going to be the plan to be out on the lead like last time, because it didn't work out all that great. And then the third pick, I went with Yiber, number 2, Yiber. Might be the best horse in the race, but I will take a stand against it with it being the first start in the U.S. I usually don't like that angle. Had to use in the exotics, especially being a Charlie Appleby horse.
Yeah, to me, I'm looking at Yiber. I watched that race. That race was very impressive, as Tom mentioned, visually. I feel like if that horse runs the same race, no one in this field is going to beat that horse. I do think Bolshoi Ballet is going to be on the lead. If you look at those early pace figures, they blow away Tango, Tango, Tango. It's not even close. So I think it's just a question of, does Ryan Moore, if the pace is too slow, Ryan Moore will take that horse to the lead and try to wire it. And I think that first race at Belmont, where it came from off the pace, if you read back through some of the other comments at some of his races in England, it looked to me like the horse was always tracking the leaders, and that race off the pace was the exception, not getting to the front in the last race. But it did win at Belmont last time out, but get some extra distance this time. Soldier Rising caught a firm track for the first time last out here in the U.S. in the Saratoga Derby, finished second by a length. As Terry mentioned, had some issues out of the gate. I expect, like you see with many international horses, improvement this time around. And Tokyo Gold is probably a horse in the field that's going to probably benefit the most from going that extra quarter mile. The horse does have some very strong late legs, so I would think that you're going to see Tokyo Gold. I can see this race, like Tyler mentioned early on, out like dogs and coming in like lions at the end. It's going to be a mad dash to the finish line, and whichever one has the strongest leg kick will probably get it done. That's the way I see it. That's the way we look at the races for this week. Tyler, if folks want to follow you online, where can they do
that? My Twitter handle is Tyler519. Instagram is, I'm pretty sure it's just _Tyler Conner. A whole lot, but I have some interesting conversations with people on there usually about stuff. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, Shawn says that you're probably the nicest guy in horse racing. I don't say that just because you're here, but he says you're one of the, no matter what, he reaches out to you, you're always available, and he's always telling me positive things about you. So we appreciate you coming on in short notice tonight. So what are your plans when Penn National is over?
We run all year long. Unfortunately, it gets a little chilly up here, but we have a small break at the end of the month. I might do a little out-of-town riding if I have to. Kind of see what's available and what's going to happen. Maybe take a little bit of a break, so that I don't really get many vacations. But I'd love to be somewhere warm in wintertime, but I don't want to go to Tampa, and golf's too tough. So
why don't you come out to California?
I miss it every day, but I don't think there's a place for me there right now. My situation, I think, but maybe one day. Like I said, I miss that place. Riding there, and the money is better than it was when I was there, so it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I imagine California is nice. Hopefully we'll see you riding in the big races soon, Tyler. Shawn, if folks want to follow us, how can they do it, and where can they do it, and what should they do?
the Facebook and Twitter, Horse Racing Radar. The handle's at Racing Radar, and then you can always subscribe to our YouTube page as well. And we got to get Tyler to smile a little bit too. How are the dirt bikes going?
Dirt bikes are good. I try to ride as much as possible. This weekend might be a little tough because I got a Belmont Saturday, Parks Monday. So I don't know if I'm gonna have the energy to go ride or not. But moto is always good. It keeps you happy.
Do you?
I imagine that's an adrenaline rush for sure. Which more of an adrenaline rush, like the motorcycles or the horses?
The motorcycles, in my opinion. I think things change faster. Horses, you kind of, after you ride for so long, you kind of get used to everything, and you ride with some people all the time, so you kind of get adjusted, and it's pretty calming most of the time, except for big races, you get a little nervous. But dirt bikes, there's a lot more, I guess, variables, and things change faster, so that's definitely your heart's racing most of the time.
Do you ever think about, sometimes on ESPN, they have like those extreme games, the X Games, and you see those guys on the motorcycles doing like the tricks, right? Yeah. It's kind of like Shawn White on the snowboard, but except folks going 100 miles an hour on motorcycles instead. Ever think about doing that sort of thing? I mean, to me, I would be afraid to do that because I know when I was young, I was nuts enough to do it. But I was also smart enough to know that I was nuts enough to do it and would probably kill myself. But
yeah, no, those guys are they're real life stuntmen, man. They're crazy. I'd love to do a backflip one day just to say I did it. But I don't have any plans on doing anything else. Those guys are amazing at what they do, and it takes a lot of heart, I guess. To be
I think another part it takes another part, a little more of those. They go up and flip.
With those, but it's crazy. It's impressive.
A little bit about what Nicki Minaj was talking about, I guess, right?
Yeah.
For sure. All right, Tyler, it's been fun with you tonight. We really appreciate you coming on. As always, folks, we wish you nothing but good luck at the track, good luck at the races. And we'll see you, Tom, tomorrow. What are we going to talk about tomorrow?
We're going to talk about Newbury. We're going to talk about our Gold Cup race at the Ayr up in Scotland. And then we're going to go over to Australia and talk about two of the better grade ones that they're going to be running at Caulfield and at Randwick.
All right, fantastic. Make sure you head on over to Horse Racing Radar. Get into the Belmont contest for tomorrow. You have to be in before 9 a.m. Eastern. And then, of course, on Saturday, there's a live contest. Terry and I will be making some commentary between every race. The winner on that contest gets $100. And then there's another contest on Sunday where the winner gets $50. You can enter them all for free at Horse Racing Radar. Until we meet again, everybody, as always, good luck at the track. And we hope to see Tyler Conner in the winner's circle.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.